Welcome everyone to this week's Colorscope. My name's Elizabeth Harper. My website is sealedwithlove.com. And this week I have my wonderful friend Alicia Isaac Howes. Hi!
Hi Elizabeth. Hi everyone.
We were talking about names, and how our names get changed, and I was asking Alicia how she calls herself, what she calls herself. So she's got all these different names, but it's really Alicia, right? Alicia,
yes.
Alicia,
that's
yeah,
right.
because it's a vibration. It's vibration for your name, and of course I like Elizabeth. And anyway, Alicia's website is yoursoulstory.com, and she works with the Akashic Records. She's a wonderful soul guide for the Akashic Records, and she has some great courses, and she has a newsletter, etc. So do check her website out, yoursoulstory.com. So we've come up with something a little bit different this week. As usual, link with the colors that you feel have the right message for you, and you can choose not just one color, you can choose past, present and future as well from the three colors. So the three colors are yellow, lavender and pretty pink. So that's yellow, lavender, and pretty pink. All right then. So what we're going to do is we have flowers. So I've chosen some flowers from our garden. So this is the yellow flower. So it's kind of a daisy, and it's yellow in the middle, and it's got that lovely white coming out as well. Now, when I was looking in our garden, I thought that we had these chrysanthemums, and and to begin with, I thought they were weeds, and they were growing and growing and growing, and then I thought, I'm not going to take them out of the garden, and then they just grew even more, and then I thought to myself, oh, they're chrysanthemums, and then they just opened up, and they're daisies. And I had no idea that they were daisies. And, I felt so good about them being daisies. And I'm so glad that I didn't take them out thinking they were a weed, because they weren't a weed. And not that it matters about being a weed at all. But that yellow energy in the center, it's just so happy, isn't it? It makes you think of the sunshine. And they're just such happy flowers. And it's almost like they have this smiley face on them. When we were children in England, there was this show for children called Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men. And in the middle of Bill and Ben was this weed that was actually a big daisy. And she would just say, she would smile, and she would talk to the Bill and Ben in her flower voice. So I feel that for you, this is saying that happiness is here. Happiness is on the way. Happiness is opening up for you. You may have thought that something wasn't quite right, or needed to be plucked from your life. And fortunately, you didn't pluck it from your life, because it's going to be a blessing. And you're going to see that blessing pretty soon. Yellow is a beautiful, happy color. And also, I feel that some childhood energy is coming for you as well. And it's going to be it's just a lovely energy. It feels good to me. So I'm going to send you over to Alicia and see what she has to say.
Thank you, Elizabeth. That was wonderful. And as you know, the daisy is my favorite flower, and it's actually a big part of my work and represents to me my guides. And so as you were talking, I was tuning into the energy of the daisy and what it wanted to share with everyone today. And there's something about, as you said, that the daisy is so simple and so open and just, ready to be seen. And what I'm getting is that there's a simplicity around the daisy's energy that wants to come into your life for you to move into a more graceful space. So it's inviting you to let go of things that you feel aren't quite right in your life, or things that aren't quite where you want them to be, and instead embrace the blessings, embrace what you already have, and focus on what is already lining up and is already flowing gracefully and easily, and allow or invite the daisy energy to come in and allow that energy to expand. And as you do, I'm getting the image right now of a mountain stream that's moving down the mountain and widening and getting fuller and broader and louder, as it were. So it's almost as you allow more of this joyful, simple energy into your life and focus more on the abundance and where things are flowing, then it kind of moves across the boulders, or, the pebbles that seem to be the problems, or, the irritations in life. and it kind of, a pebble or, in a mountain stream will get worn down, gently smoothed over, so it's not as bumpy for you. And so if you're called to this energy today, you're being invited to literally invite the daisy into your life. You might even want to get a bunch of daisies or get a picture of them, and literally take time to work with the daisy energy and just invite it in, allow it to it magnify the joy and the graceful ease in your life, to ease those bumps and perceived problems.
I love that. That's great. As you were talking, it reminded me that you can do flower readings with flowers, as a psychic thing. And I remember doing a flower reading with a daisy, and it didn't have the end of it. It was just the flower, and I put it in my hands. And I saw this person, the yellow was the person, and this was the people that were coming to that person. He was a healer. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's almost a sense of, connecting with lots of people coming to you. So it could be guides as well, right, with that white energy.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Wow. That resonates with me. Thank you.
So now then, I have to put that one back in the water. So now we have lavender. So this, of course, is the lavender flower. It looks kind of lilac-y, doesn't it? There's all kind of different colours for lavenders. And I have these 2 lavender bushes, and this one particularly sits on one side of my garden, and it's almost overtaken the garden. It's just gotten so big. And a friend of mine who is gardening, she loves to garden, said to me, "How did you get that lavender so big?" And it's just amazing. It's phenomenal, and I feel almost like it's protecting us. I feel like it's protecting our home and protecting the pathway, and it's just spreading out. And there's a cat that comes, and I believe that cat sleeps on the lavender, and there's a chipmunk that has a little house underneath the lavender. It's like all these animals are coming to the lavender, and I feel that it's a very protective energy. And I wouldn't have thought that with a lavender plant, but lavender energy is that lilac lavender. You can burn away obstacles, you can burn away anything that's been around you that's been an issue in your life. Burn it out of your energy field with this lovely lavender. And you can also take the lavender flower like this and just move it through your energy field. Invite it to take anything out of your energy field that no longer serves you. But I see this with all these little tiny flowers, and then it has these little flowers down here. So I feel like you are being supported right now. There is support around you, and you may not even realize that you have that support, but the support is there to help you to grow and to reach your height, whatever it is you're reaching for. This is there in place. It's grounding you, and it's helping you to reach higher. So you can reach higher. You can let go of the obstacles. You can move beyond where you've been before. You are protected, and you're safe, and you're going to be okay. And there's going to be lots of wonderful things around you to support you. And whenever you need to sleep, you're going to be okay, because it's almost like that energy is working in your sleep as well. So this feels really good. Lavender is very cleansing. But there's a beautiful energy with this. I keep seeing, those apothecary bottles as well,
yes,
with lavender in. So you may want a few lavender drops around you that are just essential oils, just to kind of boost your system a little bit. All right then.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, you might have been tuning into what I was picking up, Elizabeth, because lavender is a wonderful plant. Like, the fragrance of it, the delicacy of it, and how it really attracts fairy energy, I think, into a garden. And it's something that I used to massage my children with when they were little. And so now, if they are ever feeling discombobulated or stressed or overwhelmed, I can bring the lavender oil out, and they can smell it, and it soothes them because they've associated it with that massage and that being nurtured and taken care of. So I love what you said earlier about that. You are being supported. If you did choose this, you're being reminded very clearly that you have access to a lot of support. And what I'm getting through the lavender's Akashic records is that I'm moving up into the crown chakra, which we normally associate as being violet. And the lavender has a lot of white, a lot of that beautiful, clear spiritual energy coming in. And what I'm seeing is that you can use the lavender's energy to help you open up your crown chakra. You don't need to shut it down and protect it, but open it up and allow even more of your true energy and your soul's essence into your life here and now. And that will really help. That's almost, Elizabeth was talking about your guides and extra support, and your soul is one of the, your higher self is a big part of that team. And so allowing more of that to come into your physical, health and body and your physical lifetime right here and right now is just going to clear away, the day-to-day grind and the stress and things that we get caught up in that, in the big scheme of things, from that higher perspective, really aren't as relevant or as pressing. And so it really will help you if you're feeling any stress or overwhelm, just to calm down and allow your crown chakra to open up even more to your own power.
I like that. I love that. And it's like you're reaching up.
Yes. It's
just getting bigger and bigger. Sweet. Thank you.
You're
All right
welcome.
then. So we've got this final flower, which is pretty pink, and of course it's got a little yellow inside, and it's called a sun parasol. And it's kind of a sun parasol is who it is, and the pretty pink is what's that word? It's kind of one of the I keep thinking of themes. It's a genus. Is that right?
Oh, yes,
yeah. The flower. Yeah, so now I got this particular plant for the hummingbirds because we had this hibiscus flower, which they love, but the hibiscus takes a lot of care, whereas this one didn't seem to need so much care. It would just flower on its own. And it's one of those flowers that is a climbing plant. So it climbs up and it blossoms along the way. So I feel, an aspect to this is that you are learning so much right now. It's like with this yellow and pink, you're opening up. And this is an awakening energy. So you're waking up, you're opening up, you're learning lots, you're climbing high, you're climbing bigger. And there's flowering energy that's happening right, left and center. The hummingbirds love this. So I feel that, hummingbirds are birds of joy. So I feel with this is that you are, because you are feeling so good, that you are attracting to you all those souls who are also feeling good, that also bring joy into your life. So it's, what you think begets more of those people that think the same as you. So you are attracting soul group energy to you, and you're just learning and expanding and vibrating on this fabulous pink energy level as well. I mean, it's just beautiful. So you are opening up. It's very tropical, isn't it? Just a tropical kind
it's
of
gorgeous,
lovely sense to it. Okay, so
wow, I love that. Well, as you know, I love languages, and I was very much drawn as soon as I started to connect with this particular flower. I was drawn to parasol, which means for the sun, and and you and I worked with the solstice energy recently, and the sun, the solstice is a Latin word for sun, soul, and also we hear it as soul. So this is for your soul. It's such a beautiful flower to help you really move into that, embrace all that you're changing, celebrate all that you're expanding into, so that you can experience even more high, greater levels of joy and even more delight and abundance. So I love that, the nectar that the hummingbird is drawn to is just pure sweetness. It's like all the energy of this plant, the parasol plant, goes into generating that nectar to feed the hummingbirds, attract the, as you said, Elizabeth, the souls that resonate with your frequency. And it really is, the best word I can ever use to describe the essence of your soul is joy. So this is para sol. This is for your joy. So if you're called to this, just, you might even want to find this flower or find a picture of it and even use it as a meditation, just gazing at the flower if you have it in your hands, and just, just noticing what you notice, being present with the energy of the flower, and you'll notice different things when you're close up to it. And then just imagine that you're breathing in all that the gifts that this flower has to offer you. And it's a celebration. You're doing wonderfully, and there are no limits. So keep going.
That's lovely. Thank you. It's very positive, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
With all the messages, it's like a very spiritual sort of energy, which is lovely. Now, thank you for sharing so much with us. But I just remembered that I can't think of words here. Those flowers are affecting my brain. So your logo is a daisy.
Yes.
And you told me about what the daisy meant, what the word meant. So maybe you would just share what that means, because that was lovely.
Yes. Oh, I love the daisy energy. It's always been my favorite flower, but it wasn't until a few years ago that I realized that there are other layers to it for me, and it might resonate for people listening as well. But the word daisy actually contains the word for God. D-A-I is a derivation of D-E-I, the Latin for God. And in Old English, it actually means God's eye. And so this energy of this flower is, it's literally bringing in, it's God looking at you, seeing you and celebrating you, and you can look at God. And for me, I in particular, I think the energy of the daisy is amazing. But you can gaze, as I mentioned with the parasol, you can look at a daisy, the simple garden daisies or the Shasta daisies or whatever daisies you have nearby. And, notice that the petals, the white, what we think of the white petals, are actually drawing the insects and the bees into what is the true flowers on the yellow center of the flower. And there are thousands of little daisies there. And you'll sometimes see them budding and opening up. And so there's just so much, although from the larger perspective, it looks very simple and uncomplicated, which is a bit like when we're looking at things from the soul level. Things look, things make perfect sense. Things that up close might look really complicated and hard to figure out. From that higher level, it just looks so simple and easy, and they all fit together so beautifully. And so the daisy can really help you get that higher level perspective. And that's one of the reasons I have it on my website, is that's what I'm doing, is helping people get that soul perspective on anything and everything.
I love that. Thank you. That was wonderful. So now connect with Alicia on her website, yoursoulstory.com. She's got a lovely website. And of course, you can check my website out, sealedwithlove.com. So thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon. Coloricious blessings to all of you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.